They said she was the best wedding planner in the city, but no one warned me about her eyes. How they watched my husband like she already owned him. My wedding was supposed to be the happiest day of my life until she stepped in. My name is Amaka. They say when love is real, it doesn't need a perfect story. It just needs two people willing to fight for each other. That was me and Kelvin. We met during a rainy traffic jam in Victoria Island. My car had broken down right in the middle of the road. Honks, curses, people shouting, but there he was, in a suit, soaked from the rain, helping me push my car like we had known each other forever. That small act became the start of everything. 3 years later, after countless suya dates, random karaoke nights, and late-night tears over job losses and family stress, he proposed on a rooftop overlooking the ocean. I said yes. Before he even finished the question, everything felt perfect until she showed up. She introduced herself with a gentle smile, a tone so soft it could melt the hardest tension in the room. "Hi, I'm Damilola. Let's create magic." That was what she said the first time we met. She came highly recommended. They said she was the best in Lagos. Elite weddings, celebrity clients, flawless records. She even had a mood board ready before we finished our first meeting. But from the very beginning, everything didn't sit right with me. Damilola was beautiful, tall, slim, with yolk, and eyes that were too calm, too knowing. Her energy was off, like someone rehearsing how to be human. She didn't smile with her eyes. Her compliments felt rehearsed. Her presence, uncomfortably perfect. And worst of all, she never really looked at me when she spoke. Her eyes were always on Kelvin. You know that feeling when someone's watching you, right? I felt that every time Damilola was around. But not for me, for Kelvin. She was always near him, fixing his shirt, tucking imaginary threads on his sleeve, standing too close, laughing at jokes that weren't even funny. "Babe, she's just friendly," Kelvin would say. Whenever I brought it up, "She's good at her job." But it wasn't just friendliness, it was familiarity. Like she already knew him. Like she had studied him long before the first meeting. And slowly, I began to notice something worse. Kelvin was changing. He started agreeing with her more than me. He allowed her to overrule my decisions. She says this venue will be more romantic. She thinks a nighttime ceremony will be more dramatic. She says I should wear a navy tux, not black. She says. Who was this woman to him? The caterer cancelled. The dress designer refused to release my gown until payment was made. Yet, Damilola had confirmed it was paid weeks ago. My color scheme was changed to white and gold without my consent, and when I asked her about it, she would smile and say softly, "I just knew it would suit you better. Trust me." Kelvin trusted her. I didn't. But what hurt the most was the night I found the photo folder on Kelvin's laptop. It was labeled DK Moments. Inside were over 50 photos, all of Damilola. Her laughing in the car, her adjusting Kelvin's shirt in our living room, her holding a wine glass and looking at him with a strange hunger. These weren't professional wedding photos. These were personal, taken by someone watching her, or maybe her watching us. I started asking questions. No one had seen her with any other couple in Lagos. No online presence, no wedding blog, no official record, only whispers. I dug deeper and found an old florist in Surulere who once worked with her. The woman looked at me like I had said a curse word. "You still dey work with that woman?" she asked. She went quiet, then whispered, "She no be ordinary person." "What do you mean?" I asked, my heart beating fast. The woman leaned in and said, "She chose men, fine men, quiet men. Every wedding she planned, something dey happen. Bride dey disappear, husband go mad. One woman born stillbirth 3 times. That woman, she no dey plan wedding o, she dey collect destinies." I left her shop shaking. But part of me still didn't want to believe it until the scarf appeared. It was left on our doorstep, inside a white box, no note, just a silk scarf, burnt at the edges, stained with something dark and sticky, and smelling like dried herbs and blood. I threw it away, but that night I woke up choking. Something was pressing on my chest. When I opened my eyes, there was no one there, but the smell of that scarf filled the room. I checked the trash bin. The scarf was gone. I went to her office without an appointment. The receptionist hesitated. "She doesn't like people coming without calling." "I don't care," I said, and walked in. Damilola was sitting in the middle of her office, with her back turned. In front of her were 3 black candles, and a bowl filled with water and rose petals. She was whispering. My blood froze. When she heard me, she didn't flinch. She calmly turned around and smiled. "Bride-to-be," she said. "You are earlier than expected." I asked her straight, "What do you want from my fiancé?" Her smile faded for the first time. She walked up to me slowly, leaned close, and said, "I had him first, before you, in another time, another life, and now he is coming back to me." I laughed nervously, trying to brush it off, but then she said something that made my heart stop. "You should cancel the wedding or wear black. That way, when he dies at the altar, you will already be dressed for mourning. 2 days before the wedding, Kelvin didn't come home. His phone was off. His car abandoned at a short stay hotel. They found him the next morning, drugged, inside hotel room, filled with roses and candles. He was wearing a white wrapper. There was a gold ring on his finger, but not the one I bought. There were strange marks on his chest, a tattoo drawn in ashes. He remembered nothing, not even how he got there. But when he woke up, he whispered one name, Damilola. Police raided our apartment the next day. Empty, clean, too clean, except for one room. Inside was a shrine, photos of Kelvin at different ages, his baby photos, his secondary school ID, a shirt he had lost months ago, my wedding gown, burnt at the hem, and a mirror, cracked, with my name scratched out in red ink. Above him, written in candle wax, were the words, I bind him, I wear him, I bury her. She was gone, vanished like smoke. Kelvin spent months healing, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. He said he saw her in his dreams, always dressed in white, always calling him husband. We didn't do the big wedding. We got married in a small chapel in Abuja, with only a pastor, 2 friends, and our parents. No flowers, no planner, no drama. I wore a simple white gown. Kelvin wore a black suit. His eyes were finally clear again. It's been 3 years. We have a daughter now. But sometimes when I go to the market or walk past a boutique window, I see her reflection, just for a second, in white, smiling, watching, waiting. She wasn't just a wedding planner. She was a collector. And my husband almost became a next souvenir.